welcome in our good friend Corey Parsons at the Fantasy Exec, senior content creator, NBC Sports Bet. Follow him on Twitter at the Fantasy Exec. Corey, appreciate a couple moments, pal. How are you? See, we got Corey punched up there. All right, Corey, you with us? Tell you what, we got to work out the kinks today. I mean, the phone.
Rich.
Hey, Corey.
Rich, can you hear me?
What do you got me on a Bluetooth? I said we got to work out the kinks. Yeah, I got you. How you doing, pal?
Rich, my man, Happy New Year. I know we're trying to link up a couple times the past couple of weeks. I was doing some traveling for the holidays. But definitely glad to be talking with you because I got to tell you about this heater that I've been on. And obviously, you know I have a MEAC college basketball play for you tonight.
Oh, there it was. All right, well, we always appreciate it, pal. And we look forward to a bunch of weekly spots with you. All right, let's start with the NFL and another crazy weekend in the book to close out the regular season. We got the playoffs on the horizon. So right now, if you look at these games early on over the weekend, where do you see best value? Is it Eagles against Tampa Bay? Is it the 49ers maybe going on the road to upset Dallas? I don't think Pittsburgh has a snowball's chance in hell against Kansas City. But what say you with the wild card weekend approaching?
Well, I guess for most people, obviously that San Francisco catching that 3 points in Dallas. That game opened up 3.5 and lost to 3. Went down to 3 quickly. Yep. Touched 2.5 at 1 point last night. Settled back in at 3. Now, here's the thing. I cannot be a biased observer of this game, being a Dallas Cowboy fan. What I will say is the 49ers are the team that I guess it sounds like, coach speak, but the team that nobody really wants to play right now. I think Dallas would be okay. I think they'll be able to turn Garoppolo over a couple of times and sneak out the victory. The one I'm really looking at and the one I was looking forward to would be the third matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Obviously, we get this in prime time on Saturday night. Yep. I think it's enough to keep people in the house. I think the Bills ought to play in this one. The thing that really, when they played that first game, where the Patriots only threw the ball 3 times, yep. I think that really aggravated and challenged the Buffalo Bills defense. You saw they came in New England, had their way with them. I think they have to win with the Patriots again this week. I think that Patriots team is starting to develop. I'm a big Mac Jones supporter. But I look at the Buffalo Bills as a team as a favorite that can get a good win this week. I think the Dogs will off this week, but I do like the situation for the Buffalo Bills going up against the division rival, the New England Patriots, and really a de facto AFC East championship.
Interesting. I still think, the Patriots, you got Belichick, you got the hoodie, you got the young quarterback. The Bills, we know they're a playoff-tested team. I think there's a ton of pressure on Buffalo to make a deep run in the playoffs. Now, am I confident saying that I'll take the Bills in that 4? I think it's going to be a lot more closer than people anticipate. I think the Bills' offense has been struggling a little bit, but they do have the benefit of being at home. I don't think it matters because the Pats have been a pretty good road team. They're very, they're familiar with each other. I mean, we always know that it's so hard to beat a team twice in the regular season, let alone 3 times when they meet. But obviously these two teams have the track record. They're very familiar with themselves. And as you already alluded to, the Pats lost to the Bills late in this season. And, I don't know how much you take away from that, but they split during the regular season. So I want to go back to that 49ers and Dallas game because
of course you do.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are a live dog here, man. I really do. Like, I get it. I'm a little surprised that Tampa is laying 8.5 against the Eagles, who gave up 51 in a meaningless game. Dallas scores 51, and the 49ers beat the Rams, but yet that line is only 3. And I just don't know. Like, I would actually take, if that line goes to 3.5, 4, I'm jumping on the 49ers.
Yeah, now, and listen, I'm going to be on the Cowboys money line. Like I said, I'm a biased opinion being a Dallas Cowboys fan. Here's what I'll say about this. The 49ers are a smart bet in this game. Number one, because they can play on the road. Number two, Dallas is kind of struggling with some of the top teams Obviously, had lost to the Buccaneers, but that was very early in the season. They struggled against Kansas City. They didn't look good when Dak was going through his struggles. Obviously, coming down to the close to the end of the season a couple of weeks ago with the loss to the Arizona Cardinals. So it all is about the rhythm and the timing of the offense. If Dallas comes out there, tells Tony Pollard, and Dak is on, they're able to move the ball up and down the field. If you're backing the Cowboys like I am, what you're depending on is the Dallas defense to create impact plays throughout the course of the game. And the Cowboys have impact players on that defense. Obviously, Michael Parson, not to mention Trayvon Diggs, but Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence have stepped up lately as well. The 49ers' trouble on their offensive line could be a problem because I believe Dallas' strength is their running game. And you got two coordinators in Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan who are familiar with each other, so it'll be interesting to see that chess match. The Niners are a live dog, but I'm going to be on the Cowboys.
All right, fair enough. Tampa and the Philadelphia Eagles now again. Look, I know Tampa's defending Super Bowl champs. I get it. It's Brady. It's Arians. They've got some offensive weapons. However, they've lost some weapons. Then you look at the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're playing with house money. I think if they go in there with the mindset, we're going to try to knock Brady off his spot. We're going to run the football and stay true to the run. That's a lot of points in a playoff game. I think the Eagles, I don't know if they win it, but I can see them covering in this game.
Yeah, I can see Philadelphia covering, too. I worry about the Eagles' strength, their ability to run the football, being the same as the Buccaneers' strength, their ability to stop the run. Now, what you do see with the Buccaneers is when you line up on the other side, I think the Eagles' defensive line, which is a very good defensive line, I think they'll be able to go to some pass rush and make things a little bit more difficult for Tom Brady, especially Brady going out there with some of his top weapons. So I think it'll be a close call, kind of like how the Buccaneers were in D.C. last year. Eventually, I think the Buccaneers walk away in advance. But I do not look at the Philadelphia Eagles as a team that's going to get walked over. I think this is a good job by Sirianni. Nobody gave him a chance. He took this team to the playoffs. Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, the book is still out on Jalen Hurts. But listen, he shows leadership skills. He shows the ability to learn and progress throughout the course of the season. Is he going to be a long-term starting quarterback? That's going to be interesting to see. But he definitely gets a lot of props from me from taking his team to the playoffs, going on that winning team down the stretch, being an outstanding teammate and a leader. And Sirianni, who was a laughing stock when he was hired, he came in and he got this team to the playoffs. So congratulations and shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. You did what a lot of people thought. I thought Philadelphia was going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. And here they are when they're one of the Final Four teams playing. And, Rich, when you get to this point, you're a contender. And right now, Philadelphia is a contender.
I know I only got you for a couple more minutes. Quickly, the Raiders and Cincinnati. Cincinnati's laying 6. We know that the Raiders can score. We know Cincinnati can light it up. The total's 49.5.
Yeah, open up 48.5, move to 49.5. Show some value there. To hop on the over, that's going to be one of my plays on the game. Matter of fact, I already bet the over on this one. I saw that number open up last night. The Bengals can do so much with their weapons. Chase seems unstoppable. Burrow floating it up to him. They're getting that job done. The Raiders struggle to stop the run. Joe Mixon should have a big game. But listen, Derek Carr and this crew, they find a way to keep fighting. I think the number is very sharp. I think it's 6-7 towards the Bengals, so I think you can see a cover by the Raiders. So I'm kind of laying off that. It'll be the total, and maybe I'll put the Bengals number in the money line parlay.
I'm not going to touch that Steelers-Chiefs game, but I think I'm going to make a play in that Arizona-Rams game.
I would lay it with the Chiefs.
You would?
I would lay it with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I like the total in the Rams and the Cardinals. I'll probably hedge and probably tease down that game and maybe tease down the total as well and give me the Rams with the points. I like the Rams at home. The Cardinals are too much of an enigma, and I know there's a ton of pressure on Stafford. It's a home game. I think this is his moment, even though he struggled a little bit. How about your thoughts on that one, and then we'll get your play of the night.
I'll play that total under. I know you may like the over. I think the brilliant team, the familiarity, I think that's going to play a key role in it. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be very calculated. De facto NFC West Championship. This is a team in Arizona who looked bad down the stretch with 8-1 ATS on the road this year versus a Rams team who sometimes they look like they're about to get it rolling, and other times they look like they're going to struggle. I think this is a close game. I like the Cardinals to cover. I like the under. I think the Cardinals can pull off the upset in this spot right here. If they did, that would be huge for the books. And there's a lot of liability on this Rams team out there, so it'd be interesting to see how this one shakes out.
All right, you got a Mac play tonight or what?
And I'm Friday night, South Carolina State basketball over Morgan State basketball later 1.5. And I am on the Alabama Crimson Tide on the money line. Now, Rich, you're going to hear these sportsbook operators tell you how much they need Georgia money. Don't believe it. They have liability on Georgia in the futures market. They want you betting Alabama tonight.
Absolutely. And listen, the X factor is the head coach. It's Saban. I think it'll be a close game, but I think they win the game outright, and you don't even have to worry about being a 2.5-point dog. I think it's a 31-28 type of game, 34-28.
In no sport is the head coach and the quarterback more connected to success of the team than college football. And we got the Heisman Trophy winner in Bryce Young, and we got a future Hall of Famer in Nick Saban. So it makes a good pomp and circumstance. I think Alabama wins another one, though. But listen, this Georgia Bulldog team is full of NFL players, so it's going to be interesting.
All right, pal. I always appreciate you. Good stuff as always. I know we're tight on time. We'll talk next week. The best of luck with your bets as well.
Hey, no doubt. Hopefully my Cowboys will still play on me. Talk next week.
All right. Be well, Corey.
Take care.
All right, my guy, Corey Parson. Good stuff to Fantasy Exec on Twitter, senior content creator at NBC Sportsbet. Look at this. Look, Cowboys fans are coming out of the woodwork a little bit. I got my girl Crystal Stone out there down in Texas, too, listening in online. I always appreciate that. She's a diehard, non-objective Cowboys fan, even though she's in media. She loves the Cowboys by 13. Oh, my goodness. Wow. 34-21. She's already tweeting at me a prediction. I think the 49ers are a live dog in this one. I really do. I know everyone's not sold on Jimmy Garoppolo, but have we not seen the Dallas Cowboys in the big spot at times over the years in the playoffs come up small? We have. 49ers are a good team. They got a good head coach. They can run the football with Mitchell. They've got some playmakers. I think that, I think the Eagles got the best matchup, right? I would have preferred the Eagles, believe it or not, to play a banged-up Tampa Bay team than a Rams team. Because, the Rams, you got Odell, you got the tight end Higbee, who was a beast yesterday with a couple touchdown pass receptions. You got Kupp, who's unbelievable, Cooper Kupp, and you got a quarterback that can sling it. Tampa Bay hasn't been able to run the ball as much, and they lose Godwin, no Brown. Evans gets banged up. So I would have said to myself, all right, that's a good matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're getting them at the right time. Not so much if you have to play the Rams. But I like the fact that the 49ers match up well against the Dallas Cowboys. I do. I really do. I think the 49ers, am I going to sit here and say they can win the game outright? Well, I'll tell you, if I believe they're going to cover that low of a number, then I might play them on the money line. Because this is not a game where the line is 6.5, 7, where I don't care if you lose, just cover. This is basically a 3-point game. The odds makers have this game, the Dallas Cowboys favored by 3 at home. Now, if that line went to 3.5, 4, a hook plus, yeah, I'm definitely taking the 49ers, and I might even take the 49ers on the money line. Tampa Bay, I believe that game will be bet down to 7.5 by the time kickoff at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I don't know about the Patriots and the Bills because I'm not sold on either team. I had this conversation with my buddy yesterday. That Bills offense gets me a little nervous. Now you got a rookie quarterback and Mac Jones on the road, first time in the playoffs. Steer clear of that. And as much as I love Burrow in Cincinnati, and that's great for Cincinnati, and they're faithful, their fan base, you're hosting a playoff game. You haven't won one, what? Since how long ago has it been? 90? Whatever it is? 91? 92? The Raiders, to me, are sneaky. as long as Carr plays within himself, the Raiders got weapons, and the Raiders can get in a little bit of shootout, but you got to be able to force the ball down the field a little bit. You can't dink and dunk. I'm thinking about the Raiders right now. Steelers and the Chiefs. Look, great job by Tomlin. Good for Big Ben. You get into the playoffs. Things broke for you. That tie was probably your best case scenario against Detroit a couple weeks ago. But I don't think, even when Kansas City not being as dominated as you've seen in years past, Chiefs win that game. Cardinals and the Rams, that's a tough one to figure out, man. Again, you've got those divisional opponents, right? There's familiarity right there. So if you look at Arizona, they played the Rams early in the season. They put up 37. Remember that? And then they came back and they gave up 30 at home. And everyone was talking about Arizona at home. They can't win at home. It's amazing. They win all these games on the road, but they're a horrible home team. Now, that bodes well for them because they're going on the road on Monday night. That line right now is 4. Total's 50. Quick timeout.